Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com, setting the record straight about Colorado. I was an official Colorado resident for 25 years from 1995 until April of this year. When I moved to Colorado in April of 1995, it was a good, solid Republican state. But over time, the state of Colorado got Californicated. It got very crowded and became infected with left-wing thinking. George Orwell said, "So much of left-wing thought is a kind of playing with fire by people who don't even know that fire is hot." I spent the first part of March in Costa Rica having a lovely time on the beach and filming butterflies up in the mountains. Life was great in Costa Rica, but when I returned to Colorado the next day, people had gone completely insane. They were buying up every single item on the store shelves, and for some reason they were particularly interested in purchasing toilet paper. It wasn't clear to me if toilet paper was supposed to somehow protect them from a virus. But whatever it was, when the governor announced he was going to lock the state down the next day, I fled Colorado and never really came back. I grabbed the dogs, got in my car, and drove on an empty Interstate 76 to Kearney, Nebraska. Then I spent the next 3 weeks in Kearney living in the home of an ICU nurse and filming sandhill cranes. And I had people calling me up on the phone and telling me I was going to contract the evil virus because I was living in such close proximity to someone who was likely to pick it up at the hospital. But I had a great 3 weeks in Kearney filming birds and going to the archery range. And on the way back, I found a place to live in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and have been there ever since. Colorado is one of those democratic states where they pride themselves on listening to the scientists. And on July 14th, the director of the Center for Disease Control said the U.S. could get coronavirus under control in 4 to 8 weeks if everyone wore masks. So 2 days later, Colorado's brilliant Governor Polis issued a mask mandate. And now, 4 months later, cases in Colorado have increased by more than a factor of 5. But according to the CDC director, Colorado should have been done with coronavirus about 10 weeks ago. It's almost like the director either didn't know what he was talking about or was not telling the truth. And now, 8 months after the original lockdown and 4 months into the mask mandate, scientists are urging the governor to lock the state down one more time. The people who Democrats call scientists seem to be completely incompetent. Actual scientists understand that the only way to get past a viral epidemic is for the population to develop herd immunity. Once the virus has spread through the low-risk community, it's very unlikely that they will infect anybody else, and it makes the world much safer for older people who are more vulnerable. But Colorado has been doing the exact opposite. A month ago, Boulder County made it illegal for people between the ages of 18 and 22 to congregate in any sized group, including groups of 2. This is the exact opposite of what they should be doing and shows that they don't understand how science works. Democrats love scientists who tell them the government needs to assert more control and power over the population. H.L. Mencken said the urge to save humanity is invariably a false face for the urge to rule. So Democratic politicians listen to academics who give them excuses to seize more power. And now the governor of Colorado is telling people to wear masks when they're up on top of mountains and hoping that a vaccine will come along and rescue him from his superstitions and junk science. Meanwhile, Democrats are hoping to steal the election so they can bring their oppression and tyranny to every state in the country. Toto believes that they're not going to have a lot of luck with that plan here in Wyoming. You can visit him and Kyrie on the web at realclimatescience.com.